Hello everyone and welcome to the second game between Beasty and Liquid Demuslim. These two great players are playing the semi-finals. Is it the semi-finals or quarter? These are quarterfinals for the Matiz tournament happening this weekend. The map to be played in this occasion is Gorge, and spawning down south here under the teal color we got Beasty playing with JD, or as JD. And up north, in purple, we got his opponent for the second match. We got Demuslim playing as Delhi. I haven't seen Delhi in quite some time. Yeah, you know, with all these new saves going on and everything. Everyone testing around. So we don't really get to see many like pro matches with the old saves. I mean, I was watching before Vortex versus B. I could only watch the first match. Sorry, the last match. It was Sushi versus Mali, and surprisingly, I thought Vortex wasn't gonna win that, but surprisingly, B took that one. Took the series on that one last match, 3-2 in the end. Okay, Gorge. Gorge is a very fun map to play. Actually, it's one of my favorites. It's quite an open map. If you take a look, like the distance between bases is not that far. And everything's open, right? So it's not like we have a natural barrier, woodline, mounting, or anything. Like the connection between bases is a straight line. So that allows for potential raids, early aggression strategies. And so analyzing the matchup, what do we see? We see JD, quite a feudal civilization here with those French knights, awesome knights. And we also have Delhi in this matchup. We'll be looking to take control over those sacred sites. So yeah, these two gentlemen are going to be fighting in feudal for sure. Let's take a look at the vision and scouting pattern from both of them. This is Demuslim's. Look at his pattern, quite weird, I would say, but he's actually getting a lot of sheep here. 10 in total for him. FTH, welcome my men. 10 for him, 11, and about to be adding more. I could imagine. No, not so many more left on this edge of the map. And what about Beasty's vision? This is Beasty's vision.
FTHNNS3. Gracias por el follow.
That bot. The bot is set to Spanish, but the message is English. So she reads the English message with a Spanish accent. Weird and fun at the same time. Oh, look at this scout! He's actually floating! He was actually floating. Did you guys see that? He was actually floating. Here's a little detail from AoE 4. Never stop surprising me. Okay, so Beasty's scouting pattern, it's a bit more consistent, I would say, but he has not been that lucky. Look at his sheep. He's got one or two alive, and only a few already dead. But only a few, so he's gonna run out of food soon, I would say, and he will have to go out in the map for deer close to his base, berry pack here, and that opens the window for potential raids from Demuslim. Both players are already Hing up. There we see BC going up with the School of Cavalry, and same goes for Demuslim, edging up with the Tower of Victory, providing that 20% attack speed to all infantry units. That includes not only ranged units like archers, crossbowmen, but also melee units like spearmen, men-at-arms, etc. Very strong landmark here, Tower of Victory. I don't really play Delhi that much, but if I had to, this would be my preferred landmark for sure. Although there are some matchups in which you kind of want to go up with the Dome of the Faith so that you can get some healing on your Gatsy and overall units in feudal. I think it's actually used when playing against civilizations that can produce men-at-arms or heavy units in feudal. 13 sheep for Demuslim. So I don't know if he's learned where sheep spawn in this map, but like, again, his scouting pattern, it's a bit weird, but he managed to grab so many sheep for himself. This means that he won't have to get out of base in a very long time, and in case he gets raided, he will always have those sheep waiting for him at home. So good for him. Remember, this is the second match. First match went for Beasty, so it's currently 1-0 in the series for Beasty. Let's take a look at what Beasty is doing. Gathering gold with a lot of villagers and going for some early eco upgrades. Same as the Demuslim, right? But as daily, you got them for free, so you're always going to have them. But for Beasty, he has to pay for them. And he still is going for most of them or all of them. Only missing here horticulture. As for the rest, already there. So good for him as well. Looks like both players are getting ready for a feudal fight. Two Gatsy Raiders. First two units. Minute 5, almost 6 into the game. Two Gatsy Raiders looking for potential raids. As said before, very open map. Very, very open map. And look at that. How many? 8 villagers going up north here for the boar. Gonna drop some quick walls here. Nice and quick walls here. Will prevent any sort of raid from Demuslim. Hello, guys. We are casting, boys. We're casting today, guys. All these casted matches will be uploaded on YouTube today. It is my official first professional casted game in English. So Demuslim putting pressure over that gold mine from Beasty, gonna force him back up a little bit with those villagers and come back to defend with those two knights. So he's keeping Beasty in base for now. As French, you want to go outside, raid those French knights. Very good, very good units for early raids. Because as you know, with one charge and an auto attack, you can get a kill on a villager. However, the Demuslim playing it very aggressively, so that doesn't even happen. So that Beasty doesn't even have the chance to make those raids happening. He's even forcing, this is a tower, so he's even forcing a tower by his gold to protect those villagers. And again, the Demuslim looking for the entrance, looking for that little gap, and get the first kill of the game, first blood of the game. In the meantime, take a look here on the right side of your screen. All those technologies being researched, among which we got Sanctity already. Is it? Yeah, Sanctity has already been researched, so that means that the Demuslim will be able to start taking control over those sacred sites that will provide him with passive gold income. As per the production buildings, we got stable and barracks for. It says stable here, but I'm actually clicking. Oh, this is a bug. Look at this. Stable, and then I click on the barracks, and it says stable as well. So stable and barracks for Demuslim, and for Beasty, double stable actually, double stable. So we're not going to see archers anytime soon. And remember that we're playing on a patch where, like the last patch, where JD has been nerfed, so she's not that strong anymore, at least not in feudal. She's way easier to take down. So the JD player will have to play it very carefully so that JD doesn't die. Now JD has like started to play a different role, I would say, on the civilization. She's more now of a booster, getting those, you know, like that E ability, consecrate on the different buildings. We can see already one being dropped over the main TC, so that villagers are a little bit cheaper. And she can do that with every other building that produces units that cost food. So stable, barracks, whatever unit comes out of those consecrated buildings will cost a less amount of food. And here we go, first blood of the game. It's going to be one villager, maybe two, yeah, potentially two villagers, as those knights are going to trap down one of them. Two villagers have already gone down for Demuslim. First two bloods of the game. Nice picks from Beasty, catching those villagers, getting out of base. Now I think Demuslim has played this a little bit greedy, I would say. He had a ton of sheep under the TC, so he didn't really need to take the risk of going out. Oh, those knights could have got another third kill. But he has to come back. as the Muslim is also putting pressure over Beasty's economy, and the amount of villagers here is way higher than the ones that Beasty has taken down. So 8 villagers here that were gathering food from that boar and that deer pack are now running for their lives. They're going to get trapped by those Gatsy. One goes down, second about to go down as well. 2 fell already. Third one, this is a huge for Demuslim. Let's get closer. Now Beasty has to be very careful because there are some spearmen mixed in with those Gatsy raiders. And as you know, spearmen hurt very much those French knights, any sort of cav unit. Nice Q's being dropped by JD, damaging all units in the area. And now come the reinforcements from Beasty, coming from the Muslim basing. He might be able to clean up the Muslim's army here, and this is huge for Beasty. He's got map control back. No sacred sites have been taken yet by the Muslim. Minute 11. This is very late by the Muslim. Usually Delhi starts taking control over sacred sites around minute 8:30. So I wonder what happened in the Muslims' build to be taking control over those sacred sites this late, minute 11 again into the game. Take a look at the numbers. We got all eco upgrades for both players. Some blacksmith upgrades coming in for both of them as well. Both Beasty and the Muslim sitting around the same amount of villagers. 35 for Beasty, 37 for the Muslim after those 2 raids from both players. We've got some action up north in the Muslims' base. Nothing to worry about. It's just one lone knight. Not be able to find any villagers gathering gold there. Remember, the Delhi wants to get gold from sacred sites and not really mine it, and that's what the Muslim is doing. Now that raid goes on to the woodline, maybe one additional kill here. One more villager goes down for the Muslim. 3-3 now. Might end up losing that knight, Beasty, and indeed he does. And one knight goes down. Big fight going on in the middle. Looks like spearmen versus spearmen plus JD here in the middle. She doesn't have any more Qs now. 1 Q left for her. Trying to keep those knights alive. Charging only when spearmen are busy, hitting all their spearmen. And there goes a Q, and she has just reached level 3. Not the greatest now, JD. As you can see, she's fallen very fast. Not as she used to do. She's now way weaker. And there she goes. Now, Beasty will have to pay 500 gold. This is a huge investment by Beasty to get JD back. So microing JD is a must now. It was important before, but now it's a must. 40 villagers to 40 villagers, 10 military units to 28. Stable and barracks have been consecrated. Let me confirm that. Is it consecrated? Yeah, consecrated. So as you can see, food cost for these units is a bit lower than usual. Instead of 60, food is 45. This is the second game, yeah. This is the second game. We couldn't make it to the first one. We need almost 14 into the game. Both players looking good. As you can see, JD takes a lot of damage now. But she also heals pretty fast. So good with a good micro, you can keep her alive and still deal tons of damage with her Qs. It's 30 damage in 1.2 tiles. 1 sacred site, 2 sacred sites have been taken by the Muslim, although one of them is being denied now by one single spearman from BC. And about to be denied the second one. However, take a look at the resources. 1.3k food for the Muslim, 700 gold, and that can only mean one thing, and that's it. House of Learning for him, aging up right now. 7 villagers for the age up. However, Beasty not looking that good. 300 food and 169 gold for him. He hasn't traded that efficiently on these feudal fights, so now he was forced to produce more units, whereas the Muslim, keeping most of his alive, has saved up a little bit more resources. And he's now able to go H3. Castle H. Beasty under a lot of trouble now. D'Arc and Boar have been denied for now. So he had to go all the way down south for that pack of berries. And after these, he does have his closer to base deer pack left. Already a bunch of villagers gathering fruit from that. 17. It is funny how JD has evolved after the patch. And how she's completely differently played to the normal French Civ that we were used to. We see so many players now playing JD, massing spearmen and archers in feudal, rather than knights. Don't take me wrong, knights are a great unit, very, very strong, but they have such an easy counter. Those spearmen deal so much damage to not only feudal knights, also castle knights, that I feel like at some point it's just not worth. Not worth. So Demuslim has already hit Castle H, minute 16 into the game. Beasty saving up a little bit of resources here. 1.5k. Careful to have a wall. Maybe Beasty's not looking. Now he's going to pull back that knight. Avoid the conversion. And now he will be able to take down that monk. One relic has been already secured by Demuslim. Going Castle H, Guildhall for Beasty, spitting it up as much as he can. 12 villagers for the H up. There goes 1Q from JD. Those spearmen are still feudal spearmen, but the numbers play in favor of Demuslim. Here, Beasty might be committing way too much of his army, sitting on 21 military units versus 32 from Demuslim. Now those 3 men at arms from JD doing great work. Heavy units do great against spearmen. In the meantime, good raid over that one, and it's not knights. I was supposing this was going to be knights, but it's actually a bunch of spearmen that have sneaked into Demuslim's economy. Going to take down maybe a couple villagers here. Already 4 down for Demuslim, and it doesn't look like Demuslim has any more military units here to defend his woodland. Aside of 1, 2 spearmen left here, so perhaps a few more villagers go down. We see already H1. Okay, Demuslim's going to defend here in the end. Upgrades about to come in 19 seconds for those veteran spearmen. A lot of action going on. Oh, be very careful, Beasty here. 12 villagers. Where are these guys going? Maybe for those berries. Oh, maybe. Oh, they're going for the gold. So 15 villagers going for the gold, but Demuslim had a group of spearmen here. Look at how beautifully he splits his spearmen to lower the impact of those Qs, those AoE. That AoE ability from JD. It looks like Beasty is going to be able to defend here. These are veteran spearmen already, whereas Beasties are still feudal spearmen. Guess he has the numbers here. Another raid up north onto the Muslims' economy here. The gold mine being attacked. 1 villager is going to go down. Trying to buy himself as much time as he can, Beasty. He had a later H-up, and now he has to buy himself some time so he can come back to the game. Patrolling around those relics, avoiding Demuslim to take them all daily. One of the best civs to take early relics as soon as they hit castle. And already transitioned to farms here, Demuslim. 19 minutes into the game. Outer food sources have all gone except from this berry pack. He already transitioned to farms. He could actually take this berry pack. Let's take a look at the numbers. So 21 spearmen for BC, 5 men at arms, 2 royal knights. Demuslim, 21 spearmen, 4 men at arms eventually, and 2 knights. So both players going with the same comp here. Now BC adding some crossbowmen. There we go. You'll see 1 archery range, 2 archery range being dropped. Gotta be very careful with these raids now. In the meantime, again, attacking that gold mine. Demuslim gonna pull those villagers back. He's lost 8 so far. 11 has lost. BC has lost. Numbers are pretty equal, pretty even. 55 to 53 villagers. 38 military units to 31. And I like to call this, you guys remember the Pokemon, the bug Pokemon Metapod? I like to call these Metapod fights. Spearman versus Spearman is like so dumb. Like nobody's producing one single archer. I guess BC has the lead here with those JD AoE attacks. However, Demuslim, who is indeed mixing his army with some men-at-arms, is going to win this fight. BC is going to lose every single spearman that he had up north. Fun game. Fun game for now. 21 minutes. 81 population for Beasty. 85 for Demuslim. No sacred sites under control for Demuslim. However, 3 relics have been secured. BC has secured 1 relic and 1 more on the way. I can manage to... Oh. There it is. About to be dropped in the monastery. There we go. 2 relics secured by BC. Remember, this is a best of 5 series. We're currently watching the second match. This is being played live now. Actions. This is why I like this map so much. Action happens everywhere. Unless you drop like very long walls, literally across the middle of the map, you can't really keep your enemy from raiding. Okay, another bunch of spearmen mixing with some men-at-arms and crossbowmen in the back line. Now for Beasty, 39 military units to 35. Level 1 eco upgrades for Beasty. Level 2 for Demuslim already. Now Demu chasing those spearmen and men-at-arms. Be careful. Now micro is very important. Those crossbowmen have to be hitting the right target, which is those men-at-arms. We don't want to be hitting the spearmen. And it looks like this is gonna win this little battle over here by Demuslim's gold. However, we can't forget about these raids, right? Demuslim raiding everywhere. He was previously raiding the deer pack. Looks like he was trying to aim for that wool line. Not gonna get any kills there. It is surprising how much these guys are trading. Like, we haven't really seen a proper one big fight. It's like small groups of units being traded here and there on one side and another, while defending from like very little raids here. What was that, like 3 units? Looking good now, Demuslim. Those eco upgrades paying off for him. Look at the income. 1.4k food income for Demuslim, whereas Beasty is sitting on 400 food income. Barely. He's run out of food, so that means he won't be able to replace his units. He has to be very careful here, because every unit that he loses is one unit that he won't be able to replace. At least not efficiently. Beasty chasing now Demuslim's army. Take a look at the numbers. 18 crossbowmen for Demuslim, only 11 for BC. These units in big groups are deadly. You gotta watch out for that. Back and forth between these 2 huge players, top players in the world, BC and Demuslim. As far as I know, Demuslim currently holds the top 1 rank as for now. Beasty, I think Beasty's around top 10. Although he usually sits on the top like 1, 2, and 3. Beasty taking control, or trying to take control over that sacred side. Demuslim doing the exact same thing over the opposite sacred side. And good raid from Demuslim here. He's going to find 2 more villagers, 2 more kills for him. As Beasty now coming to defend here with all of his army. Or most of it. Yep, it looks like all of his army here. So that opens a window for Demuslim to attack somewhere else. Which is going to be the sacred side. Going to deny the sacred side. Take down a bunch of units that Beasty had here to defend it. And now, numbers looking very, very good for Demuslim. Beasty has to watch out. He has to play defensive now. He can really go out in the map. Until he establishes his economy. Ooh, castle being dropped here to protect that gold mine and stone mine. Again, Beasty looking to play defensive here. As numbers run in favor of Demuslim. Now is Demuslim gonna give Beasty the time that he needs to get back to get his economy up and running again. It doesn't look like, as he's already attacking his main base. One bar's gonna go down. Remember that these buildings have the consecrated how do you call this? Well, whatever this is, seal maybe. So each of those buildings are very important for Beasty. He doesn't want to lose any of them. There goes one barrack. Now tower is going to go down as well, denying some vision. The Muslim with a huge army. How many? 25 spearmen, 27 crossbowmen, 3 men at arms, and 1 knight. Is it going to be enough? I think it's actually going to be enough. Blacksmith upgrades for him, level 2, all of them or most of them. Whereas for Beasty, only level 1 on most of them. Numbers are overwhelming for Demuslim. And I don't think Beasty is going to defend here. He's trying to search some cover, some support here from the main TC, but no units have been garrisoned. No villagers have been garrisoned inside the TC. Oh, that Mongol just popping out right in time. Could shoot one time, hitting the front line from Demuslim. Be very careful now, Demuslim, with those crossbowmen. He doesn't touch the shot, so most of those crossbowmen have been hurt. But again, I think this army is overwhelming. 72 military units for Demuslim. Only 13 for Beasty. Mangonel goes down. No more units for Beasty to defend his economy. And this looks like it's going to be GG. This looks like it's going to be GG. And there he goes. Beasty turns gray. Gives the GG. And the series 1-on-1. Guys, if you're watching this content from YouTube, note that we stream every day on Twitch, playing 1v1s, ranked games, community games, and more casted games. So feel free to come by and say hello. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If that's the case, please make sure you drop a follow, because that helps me get to more people in YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next video.